Fam, I got a secret and I've been carrying this for the last 15 years. 15 years, long time. When I was 15, my grandfather impregnated me. Now that I'm 30, I want to tell my story. He recently passed and left my family a lot of money. This post isn't just about the money, but I do want my son to get his fair share. So clearly she had the baby. I told my parents I got pregnant and blamed it on my then boyfriend who was away that summer, so it worked out perfect. This may sound weird to a lot of y'all, but my grandfather and I had a relationship until I was about 26. I'm not saying it was right, but I truly believed he was my soulmate. Before my grandmother passed when I was around 12 to 14, she didn't want for anything. A complete gentleman he was. And even as a kid, I've always wanted to experience that. He was my mother's father, and I never imagined loving any man as much as I loved him. My son is my mother's brother and my uncle at the same time, which also means his dad is also his great grandfather. Goodness gracious. He doesn't have any deformities except for a mild speech impediment. No one knows this secret but me, him, and now y'all. When she says him, I assuming she's talking about the granddad and not the child. But I'm coming here for advice, and I do mean genuine advice, so please hold the negative comments. Do I tell my family for my son's sake or continue to keep it a secret? Ma'am, you shouted from the rooftops. First of all, you only broke up with your great-grandfather 4 years ago, which is way too much to unpack in itself. And pretty much right after your grandmother passed, he took you as his girlfriend. What? Tell your son, tell your family, tell everybody. They should have known a long time ago. Your son, it's going to come up at some point, and somehow it's just going to come out for him, especially because he's both of your child. He needs to know, because he probably out here thinking his dad is some dude you met as a teenager who just ain't never came back around. And the whole time, his great-granddad was his dad. I don't know. Like some people say you take stuff to your grave. He already did that. You don't need to do that. Everybody needs to know what's going on here because, he does need to get his share of the money because technically that was his father and his great-grandfather, which is making my mind melt. You need therapy. He's going to need therapy. The majority of the family's probably going to need therapy after this one because that's a heavy one to drop on somebody. My neck hurting. That didn't even got nothing to do with this. That was a lot. See y'all on the next one.